Hello there, beautiful Taurus. So welcome back. I hope you're doing well and your blessings continue to flow for you in life. I just want to say I appreciate you all over here. I appreciate everyone that shows up, and I think you guys are amazing and awesome. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. So for this reading, I will tap in and see where things are headed for you at this time by checking in with your guides and the energies around you. We'll also take a peek at what's going on with you in love and your relationships and whatever else the messages choose to show up for you from your higher self for your higher good. Okay. Just take the messages that resonate and leave behind anything that does not. Allow the universe to sort it all out. Okay. These are general readings, and this reading is for the beautiful sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, as well as all cross watchers that are here for Taurus. Okay. You're invited to also check your other signs and placements if you would like. And with that said, let's just go ahead and see what wanted to pop up. So we have a discipline here. Okay. And I can accomplish what I set my mind to. All right. So I feel like a lot of you on this current journey that you're on at the present time, there's just a lot that you are realizing perhaps or becoming aware that when you put your mind on something, when you set your mind to achieve something, to accomplish something, you're actually out there creating your journey. You're walking it. You're actually walking your life's plan, your life's goal. But I feel like equally discipline could have been kind of a little bit of a downfall here, or the lack of discipline in some aspects of your life. So I feel like the lesson that you're reminding yourself of or you're waking up to is to maintain that discipline that's within you. If you've lost it, find it. And if you have it, work with it. Okay. So I feel like this is super important for you overall in terms of where things are headed for you. Okay. Spiritual growth, physical growth. All right. Mental enrichment and all the good stuff. Discipline is going to be super important. Like it's going to be like almost like a test for some of you. Some, like you're going to have to tell yourself yes when it's yes and tell yourself no when it's no. You're gonna have to walk that fine thick, not like fine line. I was gonna say thick, it doesn't matter. You don't have to walk the path, okay, towards this journey. And I'm telling you, you're gonna accomplish so much, but you have to set your mind to stuff. So you could also be around somebody that's distracting you, excuse me, in life and love, in career. Something could also be distracting you here and pulling you in other directions. So to achieve your goals, to make that money, to go make the hustle happen, you gotta get back again on a serious path, okay? Denial. Jeez, my throat, I'm so sorry about that. All right. So I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight of awareness. All right. So if you're in denial, if you've been telling yourself, hey, this is going to be fine, things are going to be fine, something's going to work out, whatever it is. Okay. So now, like, it's time to, knock it down a little bit, question it, allow the thing to pass, and then kind of grow with that and then change course. Okay. So keep that in mind, Taurus. Interestingly, Taurus, you're an earth sign here. So discipline is not like too hard to achieve. Okay, so if you're slipping off that path, get back on it so you can accomplish your dreams, your goals. You could literally be around someone that's distracting you. It could be a love situation. It could be something that's pulling you away from you gotta get back on that horse, so to speak. Okay. All right. So what else is headed towards my Taurus at this time? Where are things headed for Taurus? Okay. These cards are so new. Okay. So we have transgressions, okay, here. Flaws, contradictions, and mistakes. It's kind of like the denial, okay, like the denial card. So it's kind of like that denial. I had to clear my throat. I'm so sorry. I had to drink some water. It's, like I feel like you're coming to the reality that we're all flawed. Like we all have flaws in life. And while I feel like you understand what your flaws are, I'm not here to say if you do or don't. You're just in a place where like I feel like for some of you something has been very contradictory. It's like when things are good, it's like somebody tries to make sure it's not good. There's just like you're just around a negative energy. And so you've been like kind of fed up for some of you with the whole situation. Okay, so something here is coming through though as a flaw, and I feel like it's persistent. So a flaw could easily be like repeating certain habits that you know are not good for you, or you're allowing certain things that are not good. You know, you like have a you're like that flaw could be something that needs to be like addressed or like disciplined or have boundaries for. Okay. Okay, so primal, connecting deep within, sacred dance and instincts. Okay. I feel like stability is super important here for you, Taurus, and I feel like for a lot of you, you're like digging in within your inner self here. You're going way deep within yourself. You're kind of, you know, you're coming through. You're gonna be I can accomplish what I set my mind to. You're setting your mind on some goals here, and you're not going to allow distractions. Okay, the only thing that you need to do is essentially have that focus come back online. Somebody or something is distracting you right now. All right, and I feel like you feel like the mistakes that were made, I don't feel like you're being hard on yourself, but it feels like the mistakes have also held you back a little bit, set you back. It could be anything. It could be having to work for something a little extra, doing something a little extra, but you're trusting your instincts and you're going to just kind of figure it out. You're actually literally kind of going back a little bit to your old self here, which this doesn't have to be like a bad thing, but in the sense where you're activating your inner, chakras. For some of you, something with your alignment is coming back online for you. It's kind of like you're regaining like a power line here. Something is charging you up. Okay, so things may feel a little desperate right now, or like a little still like a little stuck or struggle. It's gonna open up. Nobility here. Okay, honor, high standards, and idealistic. I feel like you're, trying to rationalize some things here. It's just something that, in the past, I feel like the answers could have been just easy, or you could have been able to just do ABC and it would have worked out. And now I feel like you're looking at things where you're giving yourself the value and respect that you deserve, like, and that you owe yourself, right? And so I feel like with instinct and idealistic, you know, it's not just so much that you're stepping into your power, but I feel like you're protected, you're guarded, and you're also guided. Okay, you're intuitively guided, and you're around people or energies that are actually going to be looking out for you. You're not alone. Okay, so I feel like a lot of people care about you. Whatever struggles you're going through, whatever mistake may have happened, whatever situation could have put you in a state where like things felt a little, stuck, you've got support. Okay, I feel like, however, you may not be the person that wants to reach out or make it all about you. You may be trying to deal with something and kind of keep it like protected, for whatever the reasons are. All right. We have religion here. So, honestly, not that this is about tarot, but the Taurus card in tarot is the Hierophant, right? And the Hierophant is all about commitment, commandments, conformity, traditional values. I feel like some of you feel like you may have let somebody down, or you have made like let somebody that you cared about down, either through some type of a mistake or something like that. And I'm talking about like life. We're getting to the love reading here. I mean, sometimes it can translate, but or connect, but for whatever it is, I feel like there's some things here where maybe you broke some rules, or maybe you were around energies that kind of distracted you, and you kind of whatever, you may have let yourself down, you may have let somebody else down, whatever it is that you're kind of going through here. I feel like there is an essence about it that's very kind of not malicious, so it kind of comes across as mistake versus like intentional behavior, and nightmare. I mean, it's something here. I feel like you're feeling a little guilty, or you're being a little too hard on yourself. I'm not quite sure what's making you feel that strongly, but I feel like, the picker upper here is, you could be literally kind of also growing into your higher self here slowly. And so you're awakening to certain things, you're becoming enlightened about certain things, you're ascending, and the spiritual growth is expanding. So, working with your intuition, doing, connecting deep here with psychic protection. And I feel like you have, like I said earlier here, I feel like you're protected spiritually, and there's people around you that care. So there's a sense of, like protection, honestly, like a cloud of or yeah, a bubble of protection around you. But I feel like you're also kind of not like somebody's not intruding, like people that want to help or that can help around, they're not going to jump in if you don't like reach out. So they're like present and around you, like they basically have you in their thoughts and their prayers for whatever struggles you might be going through. All right, so that's kind of overall what I'm getting here. I mean, in terms of like where things are headed, you know, you're going down the right path. I feel like the nightmare part is over. I feel like your worries, your concerns, your secrets, everything here is going to be kind of coming through and working its way out. Like I said, when something is a mistake, people can acknowledge that. But I feel like, you know, you've also been around somebody that may have kind of like influence wise, you could have been around some negative influences in that sense. Okay, but I feel like you're shielded, you're protected, you're trusting your inner self here. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else is going on with you, what energies are around you. We have a conflicted energy here. All right, we do have inconsistencies showing up again. I do feel like, you know, that kind of aligns with contradictions a little bit. So, but somebody has a choice here to make. Somebody has a decision. I feel like, you know, you might have to make a decision here very soon, or like, you know, essentially, like whatever choices you have, you can't, like, you know, like there's something that I feel like you cannot be inconsistent with. You have to be very forthright with, you know, be very focused with, especially if we're dealing with somebody here that could have hurt you or could have like, like put you in a third party, some type of counterpart where like your soul connections, or you're like, you know, you're like your journey together, like there could be agony and learning, you know, like learning taking place here. So whatever that is, I feel like you're gonna have to like figure out something here and make a decision very soon if you want to disconnect from this person. All right, so there's a new beginning here. See, we're gonna need to figure out, there's gonna need to be a new start. There's gonna be a chance for a fresh beginning. We have multiple choices, so I feel like you have multiple directions you can take with this energy that's coming through for you. But I do feel like, you know, the fresh start here could also be something that you may desire to do alone, but you're just inconsistent, I feel like, right now with what you really want, like with how you want to at least approach it, right? Okay, so I'm leaning into the table a little too much. So lusting here. So we do have an energy that is very non-committal showing up. And I feel like, yeah, there's some type of inconsistency. So, you know, this is somebody that could have hurt you recently, perhaps, you know, emotionally or spiritually, like, you know, through like a path that you're trying to walk with them. Um, you know, or just maybe perhaps, you know, kind of does not respect the connection, or they, you know, they kind of play the game. They're just non-available, or they're unavailable emotionally. Okay, so I feel like somebody here, energetically, you guys are very attracted to one another, but the commitment is not there, and it's actually, again, something here could have come across where you were led on, and essentially you may have even, you know, like even like argued with friends, family over this person to kind of like defend them or have them in your life, but they haven't necessarily proven themselves. And that's why I feel like, in, you know, the people that perhaps maybe they are not stepping in. Remember, I was saying that earlier, they were not stepping in. It's, but they're around you and they're protect, you know, you're protected. So they're, you know, that to me just tells me that you are just kind of having to learn or walk a walk, sort of like at this time where you're like learning and growing from the awareness that's coming through for you, especially with the energy that's actually hurting you right now. All right, like affecting you, you know, emotionally draining you. Yeah, there's a rejection here. Okay, and I feel again like somebody here, there's something here that's being returned back. Okay, and we have empathy, we talked about it. We have third parties, dark attachments. This is literally it. I feel like, again, you're kind of being a little hard on yourself, but you may have attached to something or somebody that was just not respecting the connection. Could have put you in some type of a third party, made some things challenging for you. It could have even gotten some time, you know, some type of worse, you know, maybe, you know, like just other things worse could have happened. And, you know, you had to, like, you know, I don't know, or it may have required, you know, stuff. So, you know, so this is somebody that's not, again, respecting, but there's something conflicting here. And I feel like a lot of you felt like, maybe you've let yourself down or let somebody else down, you know, but I feel like the idea of the whole general point earlier of things being a mistake is you're really learning from a lesson here. This is a lesson, important lesson. You're reaching a peak right now where this lesson is super important with this situation. All right, the awareness, the growth, the connection, the actual like protection coming through for you, it's all part of it, so that you're learning. But there's like you're still safe, you know, you're not falling off. Wow, look, inconsistency, decisions, and then we have indecisive. I mean, come on, you know, I know my inability to make a decision hurts you here. All right, so we do have an undecisive energy, or maybe somebody here is being given a chance for a new beginning and they're just not, they're just again playing that game, hurting, rejecting. Okay, something like that could be going on, you guys. We have a detachment here. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. So again, I feel like somebody here is taking your time, your energy, your love for granted from you. Somebody could feel a little undecisive with what they want, but you know, they I feel like they kind of run or chase or detach. But it's more because they're non-committal. It's just what it is, overwhelmed. The stress from this is draining me. Somebody's tired, somebody's overwhelmed. All right. It's just the indecisiveness, the inconsistencies, the rejection. There's some type of fear here that's kind of like it feels like some type of a nightmare, like, you know, like, I don't know, maybe if you were sorry, but if like you were discarded, for example, by a narcissist here, or awakening to the fact that you are dealing with some type of a narcissistic behavioral person, and you're like realizing and like going through the learning of that, or whatever that is, especially for those of you that have not been aware that this is happening. It can feel like a literal nightmare. And so I'm just pulling from somebody here that's just kind of very narcissistic or extremely in their ego. It's somebody that does not care. They could honestly be reckless like in real life. Okay, so, and look, we're dealing with ego. Okay, I let my pride get in the way of our connection. This is somebody, again, I feel like they think that, you know, they're very, you know, like they're all of that. Or they're desired by other people. I mean, I feel like they see themselves in a light that somebody else does not see them the same way. Look, we have a runner. Literally, I don't want to run anymore, but they're running, you know. They don't want to run anymore. So which is it? Which is it? Which is it? However, I feel like with third parties and the running, it's more of a matter of convenience, because things are always overwhelmed here, detached, indecisive. We're not seeing positivity. We're seeing somebody that's consumed with the idea of perhaps, you know, having multiple interests, or something. They're like desired by other people or something like that. Like they're coming across a little bit of don't even know if I want to call them honestly a player, but just more like selfish. Okay, selfish. All right, so what else is going on for Taurus? What else is headed towards my beautiful Taurus? What's going on right now with Taurus, and where are things headed for my beautiful Taurus? Okay, so we have the Page of Wands, the Four of Swords, the lighting. Oh no, I can see the thing looking a little too. See here. All right, there we go. We also have the King of Wands, Ten of Wands, the Six of Cups in reverse, Ten of Cups, Eight of Cups, and Page of Cups. So right away we have passion, relationship, all right, showing up in terms of what's going on here with the energies and where we're coming in from. And it does come across to me that, you know, somebody's looking at things from a lust and kind of connection, like passion angle, and the other person's looking at things from like a relationship and emotional connection. All right, so however the shoe fits, whoever fits the gap, but there's a sense of like young love here, or the immaturity of things, not like because somebody's immature, but the immature, the sense of expectations are kind of very immature, in the sense that expectations are not like realistic, or they could not like kind of sometimes match the logic, or, you know, somebody is always arguing about what the other, so it just kind of feels like there's some type of like learning taking place with this person, or this person is just kind of also trying to figure stuff out, so they're only going like they're only going to go for as far as they're allowed to go, like unless somebody kind of, you know, draws some type of a line here. Okay, I feel like again with the Page of Wands with a little bit of ego showing up. All right, but somebody in terms of ego, I feel like it's just more they're, you know, this is an energy that's very smart, and so they're kind of, they can communicate intelligently and are able to get what they want quite often, but it just feels like sometimes like it's more like they're their like ego side comes through more than their like true side. Okay, so it just comes across like that a little bit. But I feel like here somebody is, you know, because they're coming from there, they want to reach out, they want to talk to you, they want to reconnect somehow. All right, but they're not in the committal place of things, they're more in the lustful place of things. It's still coming up. And I feel like with the Page of Cups here, this is Scorpion energy, there's a message of love that's desired. Okay, either desired to be received or communicated to, or is going to be communicated naturally. But I feel like whatever it is, it's kind of in that young budding stages of things, so there's a lot of testing the waters, there's a lot of trying to see what someone can get away with. All right, and I feel like for some of you here, the rejection or kind of putting you in places where you weren't feeling like your best, this is somebody that, again, it's kind of like it could become their pattern, it could become their thing. All right, so from that angle, I feel like, you know, you're gonna have to like take this step back here. I feel like you are kind of in a place where you're already doing that, where you're taking a step back, taking a breather. I feel like you're feeling worn out, overwhelmed. Okay, and like I feel like again you're working on that discipline, you're trying to like kind of outgrow this situation here, or kind of, you know, grow from it, in the sense that, you know, you're healing. And so I feel like this Four of Swords comes across that you're taking this small break, but you're in a sad place right now, you're hurting a little bit. You do have some sad feelings, you do feel hurt. It could have essentially been due to a third party, or just the fact that this is somebody that can't commit, so there's always somebody else in the picture. But, you know, a lot of you here, you know, you're just wanting to heal or grow and recover. It just comes across like strongly that way. And so I feel like for a lot of you up here, we're talking about it, you're learning to kind of push yourself forward. You're really gonna be angling for like that kind of restoration that's that like what benefits you best, what's good for you best. All right, so there's a lot of contemplation though, but I feel like you're like in a place where you're like gonna choose to withdraw, or you will withdraw for a little while, just to kind of allow yourself that whole like reset. Okay, but the King of Wands is here, so this is the problem. You know, this is somebody again that's very kind of action oriented energy. They really come through with that fire blazing, you know, on their horse, trying to like lust for you and talk to you, and kind of bring you back on board. And I feel like in this sense it just kind of feels a little devious, you know, a little kind of too much here, because again we understand the King of Wands can now become the player, or because they're fickle, they can come across as a very kind of negative energy overall. It depends on how, you know, how much they're allowed to kind of have this ego jump in, you know, have the intrusion of the ego checking in. But I do feel like you're also like the biggest thing for you is overcoming this problem, like overcoming this challenge, and also kind of overcoming the situation in a way where you're feeling more like you're, you know, more confident, more like you're thriving here. Okay, I do feel like there's something here with this Ten of Wands that kind of brings again like some type of a release and ending, like letting go of something that's really not yours. I feel like you're like, there's too much noise, too much talking, too much gossip. People were like literally watching you kind of, you know, like people, I feel like we were around energies that were not necessarily, especially when it comes to this person in their life, that were kind of again encouraging the distractions. Okay, they were encouraging in distractions, but like when stuff kind of hit the fan, I feel like nobody really kind of, you know, alerted you to that, like in terms of like your mutual friendships or whatever it is, that however it is, not your protection here, I'm talking about the people that are around you. And so I feel like for a lot of you here, you're releasing a lot of that, and again you're detaching from some things, you're kind of disconnecting yourself from some things, and because it was too much chaos, it became very overwhelming, and it's showing up again here. Okay, now excuse me, I do feel like the Ten of Wands also kind of signifies a little bit of like restricting. Somebody is like always restricting their time, their love, their energy. Okay, so while one energy is generous, action oriented, moving forward towards the connection, the other person's kind of like restricting, making things a little too hard to kind of work out, canceling plans. It just felt like something is just kind of on a constant like loop. And so for a lot of you here, I feel like, you know, you're again deciding to like walk away from something, not going to take on more than you can handle. With the Six of Cups here in the reverse, I feel like for a lot of you, you know, there's still a lot of passion here, the desire to kind of, you know, see what could be or what can be, or some type of not reconciliation so much, but just kind of an understanding of some sort towards like where did we go wrong in this relationship or what could be different. All right, somebody here I feel like, you know, is very stuck, unable to like let go, but there's this baggage here that's coming through, and I feel like even though we have the Ten of Wands, releasing the burdens that are not yours, it just feels like there's just too much baggage to just kind of let go. But you could also be dealing with somebody that has baggage regardless. So I feel like for a lot of you, there's like a little bit of a separation right now where the emotional kind of balance is like, again, you're like realizing to some degree like you're feeling lighter in that sense, but to another degree this has been some type of a blow that was dealt at you, you know. And I feel like there's just a lot of overwhelming thoughts when it comes to this person and the Six of Cups. Okay, I feel like for a lot of you, you know, there was just a lot of unrealistic expectations. This person, I feel like they could have been very oppressive energy. They could have their own like personal life traumas, you know. And again, I feel like you were sucked into this in a certain way, and it was just really hard to kind of release yourself from it. Okay, the Ten of Cups, okay, beautiful card. I feel like in terms of where things are headed for you, and you know, like what's next for you for this energy or overall, I feel like I mean, it's beautiful. We have the wands here, and then the cups here, and then we have the Ten of Wands here, and then we have the Ten of Cups here. You know, there's a desire here to heal from something here and be blessed and have something reset itself, refresh itself. There's somebody here that's not looking at what's happened or what's no longer growing, but they're looking at what's growing and looking forward towards that growth. Okay, there's a very courageous energy here. Somebody that's very strong. Somebody that's not letting up or letting down. Their mental strength, I feel like, from in terms of intuition, in terms of emotions, I feel like somebody is very kind of centered on, you know, being happy. And I feel like this might be you here, or you know, honestly, we could have a Pisces in the picture. You could have Pisces in your charts, but there's a you're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. There's rainbows in the sky. You're not cut off. Okay, you're not cutting yourself off. You're emotionally fulfilled. You're really working on filling your bank, okay, here, and making sure that your emotional tank is filled. All right, and I feel like for a lot of you, you're focusing on harvesting forward. I do feel like you are releasing an energy here. They are a little devious. They're still going to be in the picture lingering. But this reading, we are releasing something. We are releasing something, and we're moving away from something no matter what. All right, but I feel like this Knight of Cups is still something that we can't avoid. Scorpio showing up. All right, so I feel like for a lot of you here, we'll just go with it, okay? But it says Sunday, June 20, Sunday, June 21, and Sunday, June 22. So we're not in June, obviously, but something maybe it has to do with Sunday or the number 20, 21, or 22. Let's go with whatever that is. Somebody here is going to be traveling your way. Somebody's going to be coming through towards you. They're going to have some type of an emotional offer that they'd want to talk to you about. They would like for you to consider listening to them, hearing them out. I feel like this is somebody that's going to be very charming. They're going to activate all the charms. They're going to really kind of approach you in a way that where they're going to be speaking like almost like your own love language for you. This is somebody that really wants to follow their heart. I feel like, you know, you could have been in opposite directions at some point in time. Not sure if this is going to be the same person or this is somebody that, you know, is really from a different past. Somebody's going to be coming through for you here anyway towards the very end of everything. So I feel like the biggest advice here for you is to kind of stay focused, because I feel like communication, somebody's going to want to communicate like at a romantic level with you, to become a partner, or extend a certain partnership here. So stay focused here, because I mean, there could be emotional fulfillment, but it's going to really come down to, you know, following your heart as well. So I feel like the emotional offer is going to be very emotional, that, you know, it might actually force like a situation to move at a faster speed. So there could be something here where somebody could try to like not rush you, but rush an outcome with you, because there's like a worry that you might like slip off here. So I'm not sure again if there's somebody lingering that you know about, or if this guy, if this King of Wands, this person that's kind of been so devious up here, is going to be playing a different cycle with you here. But we do have happy endings. We do have endings where there's happiness on your own terms with your own self. So I mean, that makes me personally happy here at Taurus. All right, so thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I will pull a final card for you and read a message for you for a daily healing message of wisdom. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, and so your message is: make clear, calm thinking your goal. Make clear, calm thinking your goal. All right, if I could read, that would be something, huh? So make clear, calm thinking your goal. Calm and clear thinking. Yes, okay. Love you guys. Bye.